Learning objective: to study reproduction in human beings in detail.
Reproduction in human beings. Human beings possess certain organs that are responsible for bringing new human life into the world. These organs are called reproductive organs, and they together form a system called the reproductive system. The male human reproductive system consists of the testes, scrotum, epididymis, sperm ducts or vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, Cowper's gland, penis, and urethra. Testes are the oval-shaped organs that lie outside the abdominal cavity of a male human body, enclosed in a small, thin-walled muscular pouch called the scrotum or scrotal sac. Spermatogenesis, that is, the process of formation of male gametes that are commonly called sperms, takes place in the testes. To do this, a lower temperature than the normal body temperature is required. Hence, testes lie outside the abdominal cavity. Here, it is important to note that the formation of sperms in a male begins when he hits puberty and it continues throughout his life. The testes produce millions of sperms every day. The immature sperms produced in the testes then migrate to the epididymis, which acts as a storehouse for sperms. Where they undergo maturation, thereby acquiring the capacities for both progressive motility and fertility. Are sperms single-celled? Indeed, yes. Each sperm is a very tiny single cell containing all the usual cell components. The body of sperm can be divided into three main parts: a head, where all the genetic information is stored; a tail that enables the sperm to move independently. This sperm motility is facilitated by energy produced by numerous mitochondria present in the middle piece of a sperm. On sexual arousal, two long tubes called vas deferens or the sperm ducts carry the sperms to the urethra. Thus, the urethra becomes a common tube for the passage of both sperms and urine. Along the passage of sperm ducts, secretions are received from seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and Cowper's gland that mix with the traveling sperms. These secretions help in the transport of sperms and also provide nourishment to them. The mixture of sperms and the fluid secreted is called semen. Semen comes out of the body from the opening in the penis. The penis delivers millions of sperms into the vagina of the female human body during sexual intercourse. And from here, the sperms head on to their mission to unite with the female gamete, commonly known as the egg or the ovum. They travel upwards, passing through the cervix and the uterus, facing incredible odds on their way to reach the fallopian tubes, also known as oviducts, where they may unite with the egg. Many sperms miss their shot by swimming towards the empty fallopian tube, and only a few thousands of them out of the millions are able to reach the fallopian tube containing the egg. But how does the egg reach the fallopian tube? To understand this, let's go to the ovaries of the female human reproductive system. Ovaries are two oval-shaped organs present inside the abdominal cavity of a female body. The function of the ovaries is to produce eggs, also called ova. The process of formation of egg cell or female gamete, that is, oogenesis, begins even before birth of a female baby. Thousands of immature eggs are already present in the ovaries of the baby at the time of her birth. They remain inactive till the onset of puberty. On reaching puberty, these eggs start maturing. One matured egg is released every month by one of the ovaries. This process is called ovulation. The matured egg released from the ovary then enters the fallopian tube, which has a funnel-shaped opening that covers the ovary. During the passage of the egg to the fallopian tube towards the uterus, a few dozen of sperms left from the millions that had entered the vaginal passage swim rapidly towards the egg. They surround the egg, and as soon as one sperm enters the ovum or egg, entry of other sperms is prevented by the fertilization membrane. During fertilization, inside the egg cell, the nuclei of the sperm and the egg fuse to form a single cell called a zygote with fused nucleus. Thus, the zygote is actually a fertilized egg and the first cell of a new life. It contains all the genetic information required for the development of the whole organism. Zygote then spends the next few days traveling down the fallopian tube and dividing itself to form a ball of cells called the embryo. The embryo then burrows itself into the soft and thick lining of the uterus. This is called implantation. Once the embryo is implanted in the uterus, the woman is said to be pregnant. Inside the uterus, which is also commonly known as the womb of the mother, the embryo continues to grow and develop further. The amniotic sac encloses the embryo. This sac is filled with a watery fluid called the amniotic fluid. This fluid acts as a shock absorber and prevents the embryo from any physical damage like jerks or mechanical shocks. In the first trimester of pregnancy, all the major organs of the baby's body begin to grow. Structures called the placenta and the umbilical cord start providing life support to the growing embryo. At the end of the first trimester, the growing embryo reaches a stage where all body parts can be identified. Thus, at this stage, it is called a fetus. During the second and third trimester, the fetus continues to grow and become more active. By the end of the third, that is the final trimester, the fetus usually grows to about 3 to 4 kg in weight and 50 centimeters in length. At the end of pregnancy tenure or gestation period, which is of 9 months, when the development of the fetus is complete, labor starts. During labor, due to regular and rhythmic contractions of the uterine wall, accompanied by contractions of the abdominal wall, the baby is finally delivered into the outside world where it draws its first breath. Conclusion.
Reproduction is essential for our existence. Human beings possess reproductive organs that are responsible for bringing new human life into the world.